Good morning, Sunwell and Langley Ward, and we're down here with Lion Farm Fields this morning with Clive Heywood, the Liberal Democrat candidate for Langley on Thursday. Clive, you're standing here. You've been a great stalwart and campaigner for saving Brandhall green space, and you also want to save this vital green lung in Lion Farm.
I certainly do. It's very important for the whole of Sunwell that all green spaces are protected, especially with regard to the fact that there are enough brownfield sites in the whole of Sunwell, according to Andy Street, for any new housing developments. Speaking to councillors at the last council meeting, I was told if we could provide 178 million, they could use the brownfield sites. So therefore they haven't got a brownfield first policy, they've got a lowest cost first policy. So it's cheaper to build on places like this and on the old golf course at Brandhall than to use the brownfield sites. That is not a brownfield first policy.
That's absolutely right. I'm just going to pan round for a second because I don't think a lot of people realise just how huge this site is. It's 19 hectares and there's all sorts of problems lying underneath as well, isn't there, Clive? You've been onto the coal board documents and so on.
There are 8 mine shafts on the site, and there are 2 entries encroaching the site. There's also evidence of gas still under the ground there, because this was a site of 2 tips, so you've got all the chemicals from the landfill there as well, and there are also evidence of streams and canal docks areas in here as well. So there's evidence there for lots of water on the site, and lots of water logging.
That's correct, and the top part of the site is the old marl pit as well, and all full of very waterlogged indeed. So there is a history, of course, of your opposition in Langley supporting the destruction of Lion Farm Fields. Mr Gavin, who was very much involved in destroying Londonderry Fields, he's always been supporting destroying these fields, and Sharon Davis, the now Conservative candidate, was Labour, and she was also in favour of destroying the fields. I've written to her since she was a Tory and had no response, so that's a pretty bad show, isn't it?
It's a very bad show, considering both Bill Gavin and Sharon both applied to join the Conservative Party. At one point they both did, and Bill Gavin then was rejected by the local Conservative Party, and he then rejoined Labour. So you really got 2 Labour candidates, or 2 Conservative candidates in the area. What I would like to comment about is that there is sort of some underlying implicit sort of greenwashing of supporting green space, but no actual action or support from many Labour councillors. It's more of a election winning sort of brief they're using. All I can say is that the trees and the land and the grass and the green space, it's all needed for, especially with COVID, for the benefit of local people, for their opportunity to improve their physical health through physical exercise, and it's a well-known fact that green space is beneficial for mental well-being as well. So I don't think any of the COVID concerns are being taken into account by the council at all. And
of course we can see the tower blocks in the background. There's loads of flats here. People haven't got gardens. This is a vital green lung for Langley and Lion Farm.
Yeah, Langley and the whole of Langley really is a very urbanised area, and it's a known fact that green space is more beneficial in urban areas than it is obviously in more rural areas. So it's important that we keep these green spaces. And where else would people play football? Again, good exercise, all ages. So where would you replace all these football pitches? Well,
it's a generational thing as well, isn't it? It's saving it for the current generation and future ones to come.
And not just for this generation, next generation, but for the planet as well.
Indeed.
So they help mitigate in a small way the effects of climate change.
That's a very good point. Okay, Clive, well, I wish you all the best for Thursday, and thanks very much for coming down this morning.
Thank you for your time.